I think probably the weirdest tradition is an Easter. So a lot of these traditions, a lot of people there don't really understand why they do them because they're not as religious. So they're just like, it's tradition, that's why we do them. And for Easter, they build really long whips. They're not real whips like we think of out of leather and they move a lot. It's just like branches that they weave together and they put colored ribbon at the end. And the men go around and whip the women, and the women give them alcohol or chocolate in exchange for it. And so they'll go from house to house and whip the women, and then they get either drunker and drunker or more candy as they go. And it's a really bizarre tradition, but one of the women explained it, how it had roots in like a pagan celebration of spring and how it was supposed to represent fertility or something like that. Usually it's all in good fun, like people don't get really hurt, but I had a really hard time understanding that when I first got there. And I even, when Easter got close, I'd ask, when we're contacting people, I'd be like, well, what does Easter mean to you? And once I talked to a guy who had just come back from Ireland, but he was Czech, and he was like, you know, I used to think that was normal, and then I left, and I realized that that's a really weird tradition, and anyone else would look at that as being a really bad thing. I was like, yeah, it's probably true, but it's so funny, even like in the church, the old ladies in our branches would be like, elders, you have to come over and whip us. We'll be so mad if you don't. So it's different, but it ended up being fun.